Boys, welcome back and welcome to the match review of our 2-0 win against Crystal Palace. Goals from Christian Pulisic, Captain America himself, Tammy Abraham as well, sealed a 2-0 win over a very stubborn Crystal Palace team. So credit to Crystal Palace, the fans and the players. They came here to do what they did. But now under Frank Lampard, we're a team that has the capabilities to find multiple solutions against stubborn opposition like this. And you know, honestly, there is so much to talk about, so many positives. And let's be serious, it wasn't as if we were like 10 out of 10 throughout the entire game. For a lot of the game, though, we were very good. And at times, our cohesion, our pressing, kind of went down a tiny bit. But, that's bound to happen with such a young team. We can't expect, perfection immediately. That's something they're going to keep working on in the training ground. And that's something they'll only get better for. But I think the thing that I really want to start with first, you guys, is REECE James and Emerson. Now I want to tell you guys the straight. Let's say Aspie and Alonso started in this game. Do we really see these guys pinning back Zaha like our fullbacks did today? I don't think so. How many times have we seen Aspie and Alonso in situations where they're getting pressed down in their own flanks? They give the ball away easily, time and time again. And I've always told you guys, why don't these guys ever carry the ball into spaces and try and move more in field? They can't do it. Because, again, they've got their limitations. They're very good at certain things, but overall, they ain't them type of players. But when you're playing guys like REECE and Emerson, you guys, let me just savor my thoughts a tiny bit. I ain't going to tell you what's in this cup. I'll leave that up for imagination. I don't know why I'm getting so gassed. I always get so gassed after wins. I can't help it. This season in particular, the emotions are high. Every single win feels massive. But before I start going on some different tangent, getting back to the points I want to make, look at the exponential quality difference between Alonso's, Aspie's and your Emerson's and REECE's. REECE came on today and there's no way you could have told that this guy is playing his first season of Premier League football. How many times did he use his body in the right manner? How many tackles, key tackles did he make in today's game? The powerful runs in the final third. This guy was reminding me of peak Maicon going forward. Zaha was proper doing his best to get back. Couldn't cope. How can someone 19 years old be this strong and this good? I don't even care. I personally feel like we're seeing special things from REECE. I think that this guy could be one of the big names we talk about at right back in the years to come. Today's performance really cements for me why he needs to play first team from now on. I like how Frank does his thing though. Frank's like, listen, if you want to play in this first team, you got to work for it. I had to see that commitment. I had to see improvement. It's for every single player. Frank doesn't have favourites, and that's what's making us so good right now. Under previous managers, because they never utilised the squad, most of these squad guys coming in would do absolutely nothing because they never had that confidence to even develop or, that confidence of knowing that they're going to get more game time in the future. It's a very mad position to be in, knowing that whatever you do in a game is ultimately going to mean nothing. But Frank does not do things like that. Frank is like, listen, any one of you guys has a chance to play as long as you are on point. And that's one thing we're seeing today. That's why when players come on, they play with confidence, knowing that they can affect things and make things happen. It's the sign of a great manager. Oh, God bless Frank Lampard, you guys. God bless Frank Lampard. But honestly, REECE got me so excited today. Can't lie. Finally, a lineup I predict, it becomes reality. Finally, I've been waiting for it. It felt like we had to use these guys. And I think the reason why we won the game against Palace was because our fullback technical abilities. Speaking about Emerson as well, same case of story similar to REECE. They have the abilities to really help us in the build-up phase. And let me just explain one thing to you guys. Mason Mount was really involved today. And why is that? Well, he was involved because, he has fullbacks that can now pass the ball to him when he's in that left channel down the left-hand side. And the reason why Mason's so key in that area is because the minute he drops deep and moves there, it allows the winger, today it was Pulisic, it allows Pulisic to go 1v1 against this man and it creates space. How many times was Christian today able to run in the channels, cut inside? And as I tweeted, it felt like this guy literally boosted himself with a chem style, a sniper chem style. I mean, it was ridiculous just how beautiful he was to watch. I'm not going to lie. The close control, the skill. I haven't seen that part of Christian's game before. And this is the mad thing, you guys. I've always said to become a world-class player, there's so many different factors that go, into making that player become what he does. You know, it's about the environment. It's about the tactics, the manager, the training, all this type of stuff. And I feel with our club right now, we have the perfect conditions to really produce some amazing players. I feel like Christian's kind of improved a bit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I feel like Pulisic's become a better player since he signed for us. And that's really taken me by surprise. Just how quickly he's improved. But can we really be surprised when we have a manager in Frank that is just so on point in every single aspect? Of course we can't. The system's a thing of beauty. We're only going to get better at implementing it. And what I love about this system we play in is that, every player's role is important. The minute one player isn't on point, it's going to affect what another player does. So when everyone is actually on point in the game, it makes it really beautiful to see. And in that first half in particular, we played some really great football. We really pinned Palace back. We stopped their wingers getting forward. We stopped them from creating any single counter-attack. And we pinned them back, and we were creating and controlling the game in their own half. That's how I want to see us playing. And I think one guy today who was really crucial in helping us play in that manner was Willian. Now, I know Willian's like a touchy subject in this fan base. I get it. You guys know I've constantly criticised this guy over the years, and rightfully so. But one thing I've consistently said too is that I sympathise with the player. He's never been used in his best position. Playing under managers like Mourinho's and Conte's were very defensively minded managers who, really stifled attacking players. They had, Willian was constantly just in the final thirds or back in his half helping defend with Aspie. That was his game. He was rarely allowed to move in field or drift or find any creative, positions to receive the ball in. But when you allow Willian to play with freedom and do what he does best, honestly, as I said, every single season we need to have a fresh perspective because players are going to surprise us, and Willian's been the biggest surprise this season. It makes a lot of sense. Out of all the wingers we have, he's our best player playing on the right-hand side. But with how he played today, the intelligent positions between the lines, I love how him and Cover are always constantly finding each other because, Cover understands what Willian's going to be because Willian drops off to be that passing option. And, his smart, cute play between the lines, taking people on, defensive ability as well. Honestly, he's been incredible this season. I've been really impressed. And, I'm looking at that front three. It has to be either Hudson, Pulisic, with Mason and Willian. This team can't work without Mason and Willian together, which is okay because everyone's still quite young and they still need to learn that competition and fight for their place. But, Willian, even that assist he made to Tammy, how many times was he playing that little cute, nice layoff between the lines? It wasn't the first time he did it in today's game. And I think that was the most impressive thing altogether. He's really taken me by surprise, and credit to Willian. He does deserve a contract, in my personal opinion. He is that good. I think he does have at least another 2 seasons at a top-class level. And credit to the player. Of course, we can't forget about the goals we scored. Tammy, with that great goal, clinical finish. He had a few, opportunities in today's game. And let's remember, he's still young. It's his first time playing at this level for a big team. So the step up is massive, you guys. He did struggle physically against Cahill and Tompkins. Of course he is, We can see from his body physique that he hasn't fully grown into his body just yet. But come on, by the time he's 26 and he's fully become a man, it's going to be a completely different story. But the great thing I love about Tammy is that even if you stop one aspect of his game, he still has a lot of other dangerous things he can add. His movement in behind, I think for someone this young, is incredible. I haven't seen a forward move this well. I've seen guys like Morata, Torres, so many of these guys. These guys weren't doing half the things that Tammy was doing for fun. And it's no surprise that, instead of competing one-on-one, he looked to make runs in between, runs in behind. And that's the great thing about the player. And the thing that I love the most is how he fights for the team. When you have a forward that is just so pro-team, it makes things happen, you guys. We've seen it with Drogba. Drogba's one of the greatest strikers I've ever seen, one of the greatest professionals I've ever seen as well. He had that mentality where he'd constantly be back in his half, helping defend with his teammates and sacrificing himself a bit to bring other people into the game. Tammy already has these qualities, and, to think he's 22, 11 goals already this season, 10, up there with Jamie Vardy. I'm not going to lie, I thought that Tammy was going to get goals this season, but, not this many already. I thought maybe come the end of this season, he might have between 18 to 20 goals. But currently, with his form right now, it seems like he is going to beat my expectations. And, it's great to see. Tammy, the exciting thing about him is that we can see some areas in this game in which he needs to improve. And the great thing is that he's now at a club He's now playing for a manager, and he's now in an environment where those conditions are going to be met, and those weaknesses are only going to get better. And that's the one thing that we don't constantly think about. The future, the potential. This is only our first season. These guys are going to get better. We are going to strengthen in the windows as well. This team is only going to be better. It's just incredible to see. But another guy I want to focus back on again is Christian Pulisic. Now, for this next segment, before I end the match review, I want to talk about some realities of the game today. I want to talk about some observations I made. Christian Pulisic offensively, very good, very positive. And what I love about Pulisic is, how he's really risen to this challenge. And, it goes back to all the comments that people who were saying that Lampard was biased against him because he's American. You guys know how angry I was about those stupid comments. I still am. I'm hoping you guys admit your wrongs, take the L, and we move on from this nonsense. But, with Pulisic, as I'm saying, with realities, at times maybe his decision-making isn't always there. But come on, at 21 years old, whose decision-making is on point every single time? This is what I mean, you guys. It's about the process. It's about development. When Pulisic first started, he was very selfless. Instead of taking shots, he'd look to play people in all the time. And I was saying, listen, Pulisic, take some responsibility a bit. He's done that. And now with Pulisic, maybe he's taking a bit too much responsibility. But I'm not angry at him for that. I think that's good. He forced opportunities today, and that's how he got his goal. And what excites me is that as this guy develops, as he gets better, that balance is only going to get better. And can you imagine a Pulisic it's crazy to think about, you guys. Now, the reason why I say this is because, at certain times, Pulisic wasn't making the right decisions he should have. As I'm stressing, don't take this too emotionally as if I'm really, I hate the player low-key. I just hope I'm hoping that shit just goes away, you guys. I just got no time for it anymore. But, of course, I'm looking at areas in which I can see Pulisic becoming an even better player. Him, at times, I feel like he doesn't really pass to Mount as much. I look at Mason Mount, I see that he's in a ton of really good positions. But I get it from Pulisic's perspective, He's competing with Hudson-Odoi. He wants to continue playing first-team football. And, the way he's been playing recently, in that sense, he's a bit entitled to be a bit more selfless. I'm speaking about the future. I'm speaking about how this guy can evolve and become an even better player. And I think once he finds that balance, things become even more exciting. And the final point before I wrap things up is, I feel like at times we forced the play a bit too much. In that first half, we completely dominated and controlled the game in Palace's half. Why did the intensity drop? And the reason why the intensity drops is because our pressing isn't as cohesive. Players become a bit too individualistic at times, and I get it. It must be really exciting playing such expansive attacking football where you're creating chances like every, 3 minutes or something. It's absolutely crazy. So at times I know it is going to be a bit mad for some players. It's okay though. I think over time, that balance is going to become a thing, not just for guys like Pulisic, but for everyone, the entire team. And, another win today. Lampard got what he wanted, a successful period before the international break comes. Let's pray to the heavens, pray to whatever God you believe in, that no players come back injured. I'm just praying that doesn't mess up any of our momentum. But you guys are in a very promising position right now. Second in the table currently. Things are looking good. Things are looking beautiful. You know what? We've got a toast to the team's performances, you guys. We've got a toast to some of the players' performances from guys like Pulisic, Willians, Zoomers, Tamor. So many. Akova. How can we forget this guy as well? We drink up to these guys. We toast them. And on that note, you guys, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. See you guys in a bit.